I'm Dr. Zena Gabriel, and as a board certified dermatologist, I really want to teach you something important, and that is why we get pimples. And we know in dermatology that skin is very complicated. It's the largest immune organ, and anatomy of the skin is so important. The immunology of the skin is complicated, and the biology of the skin is very, very intricate. So if you don't address the 4 reasons why we get pimples, you can't completely fix your acne. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. And there's basically 4 pathophysiologic reasons why we get pimples. Number 1, we get clogged pores. Number 2, we get excessive oil production. Number 3, we get bacterial overgrowth. And number 4, our body creates inflammation. Unless you address each of the 4 features, you can't completely fix your skin. And I'm going to teach you exactly what's going on at the epidermal level. Our skin invaginates on itself to form a hair follicle. We have hair follicles everywhere on the body except for our palms and soles. And the hair follicle is the origin of a pimple. And I'm going to teach you why. Normally, the epidermis has cells, and we shed our skin cells about every 14 days. It happens microscopically. You don't see it happening. Unlike a snake skin where it happens in one day, you see a snake skin shell, you don't see your skin shedding. And that's a normal human biological process. But in teenagers and in some genetic families, that shedding process is not happening here at the corner of the hair follicle. So what you essentially get is a clogged pore, and this hair follicle closes off. So the only thing that fix clogged pores are vitamin A derivative creams like retinols, tretinoin, retinaldehyde. All the retinols actually regulate this shedding process, so you end up getting less clogged pores. The second thing that happens in our tissue, which is paramount importance, is our oil glands are attached to our hair follicle. And we have many oil glands around the hair follicles of our face. The hair follicle on your knee has 1 oil gland, but the hair follicle on your chin or forehead has maybe 20. So this is why we get pimples on our face and not on our knee. But let me tell you what's actually happening at the molecular structure of the oil gland. We have hormones that stimulate our oil gland, and namely, they're androgen hormones. And they turn on around the age of 11 to 13. And these hormones tell your oil gland, hey dude, start pumping out oil. So the hormones tell your oil gland to make oil, and you get oil inside the hair follicle. Now, if this was open, you would just get the oil onto your skin, you'd be able to wash it off, and you'd be done. But you can't get it on the skin because it's trapped, because you got a clogged pore. So you end up getting almost like an oil pocket. And that oil pocket is because of oil production. So no matter how much you wash your skin, if that oil gland or sebaceous gland is pumping out the oil, you can't stop the engine. So the only thing that stops oil production are things that decrease your androgen hormones, such as birth control pills. And young women can take oral contraceptives, or spironolactone can actually have anti-androgen effects. But the other thing that stops oil production is Accutane, particularly low-dose Accutane, and I'll teach you about that. But obviously men can't take birth control pills or spironolactone, but everyone can take Accutane. The third reason why we get pimples is because we get bacterial overgrowth. As we know, bacteria live on the human body, and it's part of our natural biology. We have bacteria in our eyeballs, our belly button, and even in our hair follicles. And these bacteria kind of live in here and stay quiet and happy and in balance with our physiology. But these bacteria are killed by oxygen. So this goes in and it kills these guys. But what if you can't get into the hair follicle because it's clogged? Now these bacteria overgrow, and you have a lot more bacteria than you should inside a hair follicle. And the only thing that really takes care of bacteria are things like antibiotics. We have lots of those in this country. We have benzoyl peroxide, erythromycin, clindamycin. So you need an antibacterial as well on your skin to cure acne. But not just that, okay? You need all of it. The fourth feature is equally important, and what this feature is inflammation. Inflammation is its own beast. It's also a very natural physiological process, And you need to tamper down, tone it down, or else when you get inflammation in your tissue, you get destruction of collagen. That causes scarring. So toning down inflammation is an extremely important part. And when your body has inflammatory mediators, these scavenger our skin all the time. They come up to this hair follicle and they say, uh-oh, there's too many bacteria here. I'm going to mount an inflammatory response and kind of kill this bacteria. That's what your inflammation system does in your body. And inflammation causes redness, heat, tender to touch. Not all pimples are inflamed, but a lot of them are, and those are the ones that get scarred. So you gotta tone down inflammation. And the way to tone down inflammation is with sulfur-based products, or even oral antibiotics. So unless you kind of address clogged pores, oil production, bacterial overgrowth, and inflammation, you're not gonna cure your acne. So in Zena Medical, this is what we do. We don't just treat one thing. We treat your clogged pores with retinol, your oil production with low-dose Accutane, your bacterial overgrowth with benzoyl peroxide, and your inflammation with sulfur soap. The package is what works. It's never a one-hit wonder.